She's currently a member of the Service Management Department team, focusing on service capital. And as you all know, she has definitely been a true agent of service across the board, not only for Southwest, but also for our family. I'm going to cut this extremely short because you sometimes have folks that really don't need an introduction. And this case is just another one of those. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Holt.
So today, first and foremost, I got to thank God for this opportunity. I am always grateful to be in the presence of our heroes. I am always grateful for the opportunity for them to transfer their knowledge, their wisdom, their compassion, their integrity, and their grit into me. So I have to honor and applaud you. I have to honor and applaud all of our leadership, all of our military leadership. Thank you so much. I do my best to tell every military person, thank you for your service. I am so grateful. Because of you, I'm able to be able to spoil my grandchildren and not fear for the next step of my life. So thank you all so much. Thank you every single person who is here in attendance, and especially to our youth. We're doing this because we want to transfer into you. We hope that you've had a wonderful time today, and we just thank you so much for being present and being here as well. So I'm applauding all of that. So I want to talk about dreams. If I was to ask someone, what does the word dream mean to you? Depending on the age group of whoever it is that I'm asking, it's possible that I'll get two different type of answers. So if I ask maybe somebody, they're born in the 90s to now, and I ask, what does the word dream mean to you? That answer will most likely be associated when I go to sleep. When I ask somebody in the 60s, born before the 60s, like from me, yeah, I'm telling my age. But, you know, from my mom, my grandmom, you know, when I ask them, what does that word mean to you? It's not going to be about sleep. It's going to be about aspirations, hopes. This is what I look forward to achieving when I ask them that word. So, to me, we've gotten to a place now to where our children, and I'm happy to talk from my experience. I'm a grandmother of 5, from 1 to almost 9 years old, and when I look at them now, to dream is not, I'm not hearing that shared with the kids as much as I heard when I was growing up. What do you want to be when you grow up? To use their imaginations, to go ahead and create in their minds now. There's nothing impossible for me to be able to do. But we're not doing that as often as we used to do it. So I want to talk about dreams today. You know, in my day, so I'm going to go back and forth. Some of you are going to understand. Some of you are going to be like, what on earth is she talking about? So in my day, we cooked on the stove. It was on top of the stove or in the stove. That was it. In my day, we had hangers and the foil on the end. That was the antenna to the TV. And that TV went off at midnight. Remember here, what is it, the Star Spangled Banner? And then, that was my day. But today, there is TV 24/7. Today, it's quick. It's the microwave. Okay, help me understand how you can cook me a full meal in the microwave. You can't cook me some cabbage and some greens and some neck bones and some oxtails in the microwave. You can't do that. But that's the time that we have in our youth today. Today, it is about social media. Everything is coming so fast. Where in our time, it was coming a lot slower. In our time, we were processing. In my time, I went outside In my time, I had the blocks, the plain wood blocks, a triangle, a rectangle, a square, a circle. And I built things with those blocks. But I had to use my imagination to make, yes, it was just some blocks and I built the house, but my imagination made that into this really fabulous house, this big palatial place. It just made the JW look like nothing. Imagination. But that was the key. I had to use my imagination a whole lot more back then. And, you know, get out there, get in the backyard and make mud pies. I thought I was really cooking up something. I was doing something. It'd be the little bowl, you know, the little spoon, you know, back then, not the spoon, you cooked with a fork back then. You make cake batter, you use a fork back then. Get out there, make my little mud pies, okay, I'm gonna put it in there, it's got bacon and everything, and Mama come out there, I give her a slice of this mud pie, and my mother, right there with me pretending, baby, this is good. How did you make this? You got to tell me your recipe. Again, feeding my imagination. But we're not feeding the imagination of our youth today as much as was in my day. And because our children's imaginations are not being fed constantly, repetitively, on a daily basis, they're not dreaming aspirations, not sleep. Aspirations, hopes, goals, plans. They're not doing that as much. And that's where we have to take account. So, and again, one more thing. Back in my day, the hangout place was the library for me. You ask some kids today, the what? Amazon? That's their library. To go to the library, and you even have to where there's some acts trying to be put in place to replace the library with Amazon. Not gonna happen. You got too many old school people like me that need that book, need to touch it. You know, I still like Nancy Drew. I'm just saying, love Nancy Drew recipes. So our kids now, their time is spent on the cell phone. Their time is spent on video games. All these devices, internet, all these different movies. Today, our kids are being occupied more with that than they're being occupied with us sitting down and talking to them, with us spending time working that imagination. And if we are allowing our kids to have, if there's other things that are feeding their imagination and not our words, not the legacy from years past to help them understand where they are today, why on earth do we expect them to be able to say, when I grow up, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, if we're not feeding them to dream? But that's our responsibility. And then something else that I realize is that before I get hot as fish grease because some youth are not being grateful for what they have today, how can I really get mad? Because what my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, for everything that they endured, that they went through to overcome, my children and my grandchildren are living in the overflow of what was overcome. And if we don't take the time to teach them that history, to teach them this is why you have the liberties that you have today, you can't get mad if they take it for granted because they've never been taught. So that's something I've learned myself, to not get, you know, I'm a snatch and love granny, okay? So I have to be real careful around kids. So when they're being what I would perceive before as ungrateful, I've now come to learn they're just not educated to understand this is what it took for you to have this today. So we have got to go back and teach them. And yes, in teaching them the heritage, we're still teaching them everything that it took to dream. My great uncle dreamed. My grandmother dreamed. She dreamed for my great uncle to have better opportunities. And here, my great uncle, God rest his soul, a documented original Tuskegee Airman. So I've got a couple of slides for you that I want to talk about. How do you dream? Some of the first things that you're going to have to do, you have got to decide, you've got to declare, you've got to decree your own aspirations. You're going to have to relentlessly refuse to stop believing. in your own self. You have to encourage yourself as you endure, even when it's hard to see the outcome. That's tough, but it's required. You always have to trust hard work, discipline, and consistency will pay off. And you have to make new opportunities as you pave a new path, or you take a path that's already existing and make it a lot better. I mean, I want to pay the same way y'all also. Next, you're going to need these ingredients. You're going to need determination. You need to be firm in your purpose. Rigor. And I know that's an old school word, but I couldn't think of anything else. But that's to be extremely thorough and accurate. Education. That's something you're going to constantly hear from everybody in this organization. Education, education, education is the key. Get your high school diploma. Go out there and get multiple college degrees. Go for it. You can do it. Action. You can't talk about it. You got to be about it. You got to take the physical process of doing something to make it come to pass. And you've got to have that motivation. You've got to have the willingness to do something. You've got to have that motivation. You've got to be able to speak into yourself. Because not everybody is going to speak into you. There's going to be times, there's going to be opportunities. I definitely have to go ahead and speak from the documentary Tuskegee Airmen, the stories that I've heard from Dr. Claude Platt, the father of our chapter. And we've got Mama Platt right here too, Miss Irma. Miss Irma told me about the story of where Mr. Platt, he was at home, outside playing, and he saw something in the sky, and it had a name in it. And he asked his father, "What is that?" And his father said, "That's a plane." And Mr. Platt said, "That's what I'm going to do when I grow up." And his father's response was that, "You won't be able to do that because of the color of your skin." My own great uncle, Uncle Joseph B. Montgomery, he told me the story, probably one of the most impactful, about being on the train headed to the airfield. And when they got in Mississippi, they had to let the blinds down because there was a fear. If it was known that there were men of color on that train, the train would be attacked. And I think about Miss Irma, what Miss Irma told me this week. We say, "I can't." It's really not "I can't." It's that either I don't want to or I'm afraid. And I would have to say for myself probably that I'm afraid is probably one of the biggest ones that I can definitely relate to. Because there will be things that I want to do, but I would be petrified to do. I wanted to be up here to speak because I wanted to be able to speak into the children, but I'm not going to lie to you. I am shaking in my boots right now. But you got to walk through the fear. Don't let fear stop you. Don't let fear stop you. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Never let fear stop you. Because fear won't do anything but take away the blessings that are put in place for you already. It is there for you to take in hand. You got to go out there and take it. And don't listen to others' negativity about you. Refuse and reject the negative comments and opinions. Encourage yourself, even when others don't. I got a wrong word now, sorry. Accept and use the power that your Creator has given to you, and make your dreams come true. We are in a time where our children are dealing with bullying in a way that it's unimaginable. Our children are having to deal with going to school and be concerned possibly about their safety because of all the issues that we've had today in this time. Our children are being judged and ridiculed and mocked in ways because of differences. Even children with mental disabilities are being attacked simply because I'm different. If we do not take the responsibility to teach our children how to speak life into yourself, They won't be able to get the strength to fight when somebody, and I don't mean fight with your fist, baby, so understand that I don't mean fight with your fist. There you have a much greater power. There's two great powers that you have to fight with. First one is your mind. Your mind is powerful. Your mind is brilliant. Your mind is capable of creativity that you have yet to even tap into. And the older you grow up, the more that you will use it. If you try, if you practice it. And next is your prayers. Prayer is the most wonderful weapon there is. Prayer changes things. So I need you guys to think about this, to dream. There's a song that is more in my generation and older, to dream the impossible dream. That's one of the good old school songs. I kind of like it when Frank Sinatra did it. But Luther Vandross did it. That was good. I like Frank Sinatra. But the words of that song are fantastic. And I had it, and I'm sorry I don't have it quickly pulled up for you, and I didn't want to take too long. But please, take a moment. Go take a look at those lyrics. Because it is true. To dream the impossible dream. To fight the... I can't remember the words, I'm sorry. I'm nervous. Thank you. I'm nervous, y'all. I'm nervous. Doing great. There's two more things that I want to leave with you. One is going to be what I call the J2911 effect. Something that I was taught at an empowerment seminar last year. And then the 6 guiding principles of the Tuskegee Airmen. The J2911 effect is what I put in my own words to say, remembering even at the very beginning of time when the earth was being formed, our Creator purposed you to be born at this time. And even then, our Creator thought of you with peace, not evil, with plans to give you hope to complete everything that you have been gifted to achieve. Now, what really is J2911? That comes from Jeremiah 29:11. And that says, from the NIV version, for I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. And then last but not least, it's got to be the 6 guiding principles of the Tuskegee Airmen. And it really does bring it all into full circle. That is to aim high, believe in yourself, use your brain, be ready to go. Never, never, never quit. And expect to win. And can I say it one again? Aim high. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Use your brain. Use your brain. Be ready to go. Be ready to go. Never, never, ever, ever quit. Never, ever, ever, ever quit. And expect to win. Expect to win. I want to thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I sincerely hope that you take just some of what I said and let it lock in. I sincerely hope that these will be seeds that are planted, that maybe right now you won't understand everything that is being said. But as Brandon said, just keep on living, baby. It will make sense. We definitely need to key in, again, about the Continue the Legacy program. And I did a screenshot here.
Oh, look.
So if you go to, I tried to do this out of this color, yes. So if you go to TuskegeeAirmen.org, and if y'all will pass out the flyers, please, for me, the employees, if you'll pass out those flyers, please. We have some flyers for you. Would you please put up your hand? We would like to give you one of these flyers.